Today I want to talk about the dangers of the single account ROAS target. I would say that 80% of the clients that come to us are functioning under a single account ROAS target, meaning that no matter what they're selling, no matter what the product, the offer, the angle, their goal is wrapped around one single target. Today I'm going to show you why this is really damaging for both your scale as well as your bottom line. And we're going to use this with a real example, a client of ours. And we're going to compare shorts versus tights. The sale of two different SKUs at their account target. Okay? So this is the sale of shorts, which we'll analyze here, versus the sale of tights. And let's say we were functioning under a 2x ROAS target for each of these products, but the account target was 2x. So the AOV of the shorts is $50. The AOV of the tights is $60. So if we're functioning at a 2x ROAS, my CPA, or my CAC, whatever you guys prefer to use, is going to be my AOV divided by my ROAS. So in this case, my CAC here is going to be $25. And my CAC here is going to be $30. Now, I'm going to stop right here and we're going to highlight this section, okay? So I want you to just look at this. The CAC of these two products, okay? And I want you to think, if you're bidding lowest cost, which outcome will FB favor? Okay? So if we're bidding with a conversion objective, lowest cost of acquisition, that is the only input we're giving to the machine setup, to my Facebook campaign, which is what most people are doing, lowest cost bidding. Clearly the $25 is the lowest cost against that $30 CAC. Okay, continuing on. Let's assume that they have even cost of goods. We'll call it 30%. Now, important, obviously, most of your SKUs will not have the same cost of goods, so it's important that you put them in here, but for the sake of illustration, we'll use 30% and make them equal. But important that when you do this exercise for your own product, you put in the actual cost of goods to compare the SKUs. Okay, so the cost of goods then in this case is $18. Okay. Other important elements, your return rate. Okay, return rate is a real reduction of the overall revenue of the business. Okay, so let's say the return rate on men's shorts. Again, I'm going to hold these equal. I'm going to hold return rate and shipping. Two other things that I want you to consider when you do this. The cost of each of these in the sale of the product. For the sake of this exercise, we'll call them even, okay? We'll just assume that the products are even, but they're likely not. Again, this will create a larger discrepancy as you break these down. So if I look at that, 50 minus 25 minus 15 gives me $10 in my pocket at the end of this transaction, okay? Meanwhile, over here, 60 minus 30 minus 18 is $12 in my pocket. So right away, you as the business owner will have a favorable outcome in terms of net dollars in your pocket for the product that Facebook actually won't favor in this setup. So if you're running a campaign where you have multiple SKUs inside of the same CBO, or you're making a decision on the ad account just to favor whatever product gives you more volume at this target ROAS, you're gonna end up preferring a worse outcome. Now, let me show you where this gets really interesting. When you start to look at your 60-day LTV, okay, something we call your cash multiplier, okay, the discrepancy can become even larger. In this specific example for one of our clients, what we found is that the women's tights versus a pair of men's shorts, the women's tight 60-day LTV was 3 times as big as the men's shorts. So in this case, let's say it was a 10% increase Okay, so that's a 10% increase over the AOV within 60 days. So that would give me another $5 in money, right? 10% of the initial AOV increase over 60 days. Versus over here, I have a 30% increase, which gives me an additional $18. Okay, 30% of the initial AOV in 60 days. Okay, now, of course, that's another product purchase, so I have to subtract the COGS again. So my COGS are 30%. So I'm gonna take 30% off of my additional $5 that I got. That's gonna be $1.50 in COGS, right? $1.50 off of my 30% COGS there. Okay, so now $5 minus my $1.50 equals $3.50. Okay, 30% over here is $5.40 off of my $18. So this is 30% of 18 is $5.40. 18 minus 540 is going to be $12.60 in addition. So now when I look at this over even just that window, compare the difference in outcomes. In this case, I make $13.50 in 60 days off of this initial AOV at a 2x. Where over here, I make $12.60 plus my $12, $24.60. Massive delta. So on the same 2x ROAS, in one scenario, I make $24.60, in one I make $13.50. These are massively different outcomes for you as a business owner that will substantially alter the amount of money you're putting in your pocket by being specific about the campaigns and funnels that you're running relative to the SKU that you're doing. And here's a pro tip. Set up custom conversions for each SKU. Now when you run a campaign, you have a choice to both optimize against the individual product purchase that you want, or at the very least, you can set up your dashboard and see which products are being purchased and set your bid caps appropriately. It is so important that you build an ad account and you run away from the single account ROAS target and identify specifically the value and outcome that you want relative to the SKU that you're selling. Eliminate the single account ROAS, build SKU-specific funnels with bid caps and custom conversions appropriately set, and it will give you massive opportunities to scale against better outcomes for your business.